How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to Roll On Gaming. As always, my name is Kevin. My co host Corwin could not join us this afternoon, but in light of that, we have a very special guest to talk about the newest card revealed for Star Wars Unlimited, joining us all the way from Coruscant via the HoloNet. That's right, he's here, Director Krennic himself. Director, it's really a privilege to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm a big fan. How are you doing this afternoon?
Who are you?
Director, it's Kevin from Roll On Gaming. I mean, we talked about this. Your people talk to my people. I mean, I don't understand why you don't remember me. Is everything all right?
No, just pressed for time. There's a great many things to attend to.
Oh, okay, I understand. We'll get right to it. I know you've got no time to waste, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the newest card revealed for Star Wars Unlimited. And that's right, it is the newest leader on the villainy side. It is Director Krennic, aspiring to authority. Now, this was really exciting for a lot of reasons when this dropped, and we're gonna get to all of them as soon as we can. But initially, Director Krennic, how do you feel about seeing this card in person?
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know, I thought you would say that because it does seem to be a little bit of your catchphrase. But let's jump in here. This is a vigilance villainy leader card. This is not something that I think we expected to see out of Director Krennic. I'm sure a lot of people thought he would be a command card, but here he is in vigilance. And the first passive ability that we have seen on a leader to this point. All the other leaders that we've seen, Luke, Vader, and Leia, have all action abilities. This is a passive ability that reads each friendly damaged unit gets +1/+0. The +1, of course, being on the power or the attack, however you want to define it, and then the +0 being on HP. Now, Director Krennic's epic action comes into play when you control 5 or more resources. So then you deploy the leader, and when you do so, you get a 2/7 Imperial official. And this continues to have the passive ability that you had on the other side. So I find that very interesting because no matter if your leader is flipped or not or deployed, you're going to get that passive ability where your friendly damaged units get +1/+0. But it also has the keyword Restore 2. And as a reminder for Restore 2, when the unit attacks, heal 2 damage from your base. So this is a very interesting leader for villainy specifically because, again, we haven't seen a vigilance villain to this point, but also it kind of hybridizes the traditional aggro mindset of a quote unquote villain deck, a villain team, however you want to characterize that, especially of how we've seen Darth Vader to this point. Vader is pure aggro, he's pure pressure on your opponent. This is a little bit of a hybrid in the sense that if you are having your units be damaged, they're going to be able to deal more damage than to your opponent. But Krennic also has the big beefy HP to be able to absorb some hits and make sure that he's restoring your base, which is more of a heroism type mindset, to be protecting your base and restoring it rather than attacking your opponent. So again, this Director Krennic unit, the leader unit and the leader itself, both very intriguing, and it's something that was certainly a pleasant surprise for everyone but us here at Roll On Gaming, because if you remember Director Krennic, if you watched the show at all previously, this is something that we did predict. We thought we were going to see a Director Krennic leader because of the Death Trooper artwork that was previously released by the Star Wars Unlimited Twitter account. So it's very exciting that we were proven right. Definitely didn't think we'd be proven right so quickly, but maybe you can give us a little credit, Director, for predicting your likeness here in leader form. What do you think? Maybe a little credit for us?
We stand here amidst my achievement, not yours.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. No credit. That's fine. It's totally cool. Let's just go ahead and move forward. So everybody's a little bit amicable here. So let's talk about what Director Krennic has at his disposal currently, right? And this is something that we still have so many cards to see, but right now the only real unit that really fits in Director Krennic's arsenal here is the Cloud City Wing Guard. This is a single aspect card. It's vigilance. It does sort of fit that theme of what Director Krennic is trying to do by protecting your base. It has the Sentinel keyword. Again, it has a lot more HP than it does power. But if you're putting this out and the Cloud City Wing Guard is damaged without being defeated, then that 2/4 all of a sudden becomes a 3/4. So there's a little bit of work to do to figure out his suite of units and what's going to fit in the vigilance villainy aspect suite. And you know, I know we're all impatient to learn about what new cards would go with Director Krennic. So Director, I need to ask you, are you concerned at all that there aren't a ton of units that have been revealed for villain vigilance, except for the Cloud City Wingguard?
We have to start somewhere.
You know, that's a very good point. We do have to start somewhere, and that's where we're starting. So there are other cards, however, Director, not to fear, that you can put already into a Director Krennic deck and on your team. Starting, of course, with Repair. This was a card that was revealed by Main Deck on YouTube. Go ahead and check them out as they break down the Repair card. Again, this is a single aspect vigilance, 1 cost event that heals 3 damage from a unit or base. I think the power level on this card is remains to be seen, but it is something that fits that theme of Krennic protecting his base and making sure that that damage gets healed from it. So that's certainly an interesting combination there. And then you've got a card like Vanquish, which again I think is really interesting because that 5 resource cost is the same cost as Krennic's Epic Action. So if you get to 5 resources and you're at a point where you want to deploy Director Krennic and start restoring HP from your base, but your opponent has a lot of units out in the field, you're able to potentially play Vanquish to defeat a non-leader unit, and then go in with your Epic Action and make sure that you're getting at least an activation or 2 out of Director Krennic so he can go ahead and restore that HP and continue to further your win condition. Now, here's where it gets spicy with Director Krennic, okay? Because again, he's vigilance and villainy, and you're looking to restore HP to your base. Now, if you wanted to get tricky, there is another card that you could potentially do thanks to the aspect penalty, and that, of course, is Yoda. Yoda, of course, being a 3-cost vigilance heroism card. So again, you're not going to have heroism in your deck when you have villainy. You're going to have to pay that 2 extra resource aspect penalty. But this Yoda card, if you feel like it's 5 resources worth within your strategy, it comes out as a 2/4. If you're able to have it be damaged and not be defeated, it becomes a 3/4. You'll have Restore 2 available to you, the same as Director Krennic, and then you'll have a card draw engine as well to go with that. So there's a lot of options already that we can sort of pick and choose from for Director Krennic's suite of cards that could be played in his deck. I know there's going to be a lot more because we've just scratched the surface of the amount of cards that are in the first set of Star Wars Unlimited, which is very exciting because I know we're going to get a chance to tool around with all the other ways that Director Krennic might be a super valuable and super intriguing leader. But of course, that begs the question with all the leaders that we've seen, Director. I'll pose this to you. You know, we've seen some pretty strong abilities out of cards and heroes like Luke and Vader. Do you think that you can compete with the likes of those leaders based on the passive ability that you have at this time?
I will not fail.
Okay, all right. I like the confidence. That's great. Well, we're very excited to have had you on the show here, Director Krennic. Thank you so much for your time. I'm really glad that we were able to sit down and talk with you. And look, you've been a great guest despite the initial snafu. And I'll make sure to let your bosses know that too.
You'll speak to the Emperor about...
Director, are you okay? Is everything all right? Sound like you might be having some trouble there. Oh my goodness, Director.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
Okay, I think we're gonna go now, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Bye.